Hey guys, welcome back. I am going to be making another oven mitt today. I found a new pattern that I really liked because the thumb part, you know, when you put it on, the thumb part is narrower than the part that's going to cover the rest of your hand. And I like that idea anyway. So I've got it cut out here. And as you can see, it's meant to be pretty long. You know, that would come up way up on your arm. I did cut it down some. But right here is also the website in case you wanted to print it. It's a free pattern. It's called So Easy. That's SO-EW-EASY.com, and it's 3 parts. Very similar to the last one I made, only like I said, I think it's going to fit a little bit better. I'm going to go ahead and give it a try. I've got everything cut out. So the first thing we're going to do, of course, like the other one, is we're going to quilt it. And this one is going to go together a little bit different because you almost make 2 and then turn one of them inside as a lining. So we're just going to jump right into it. I'll meet you at the sewing machine. Okay, so we have our 3 pieces that's going to make the lining, and they need to be trimmed up a little, but I'm just going to do that at the end. So we're going to take, this is the thumb portion, it's narrower, and we're going to match it up to this, put our right sides together, and we're just going to stitch around. Okay, and then we're going to fold this back, grab the other piece, line it up, and just do a quick stitch. Okay, now that I've got those sewn together, we're just going to sew the sides. Okay, so I've trimmed it somewhere between 1/8 and 1/4 all the way around. So we're going to lay that aside and do the same thing to this one. Okay, so we've got this one sewn together as well. I'm just going to turn it right side out. Okay, when I turned it, I realized right here that I had not caught some of the fabric. So I just turned it wrong side out again and went back in and made another seam, and I'll trim that back up now. Okay, so now we are ready to turn this one right side out. We'll check our seams again, make sure that all the fabric's been caught. I can already tell that I like this better because the thumb area. I love my others because of how short they are, but I may turn them wrong side out and take another seam and make the thumb part smaller. Because when I noticed when I was using them, you've got all this extra bunchy, you know, material here that you just don't need, and it can get into the pan sometimes that you're maybe pulling out of the oven. So now I want to take the other side, which is our lining, and we're just going to tuck it inside, and it'll be wrong sides to wrong sides. It's very thick. I think I could have done with some less batting. And I don't mind this length, but I cut off probably that much. So you can see it would have been a really long one. if you stuck with the pattern. So what I'm going to do now is grab some material, and we're going to just close this up. Just like we did the other one, you know, it's very similar to use putting in a binding. If you want to put a little loop in to hang it, you can do that. I'm not going to use a loop. I'm just going to go ahead and close this up. Okay, so I'm going to take this little table off of my machine, and hopefully this will fit around it. If it doesn't, we'll just work with it. I found some cute pink polka dotted strips in my leftovers. So we'll bring this over. Okay, now the first thing I want to check is to make sure that it did catch everything. And it looks good. So now we're going to top stitch. Or you can hand stitch it just like if you were sewing and binding a quilt. Just clip everything down and then just do a slip stitch so that it's not seen. Or you could do a decorative blanket stitch around it with a needle and thread. That would also work. I'm just going to close it on the machine. Okay, we're back at where we started, so I'm just going to take a few extra stitches. But this is where all that thickness is, so we'll just be very careful. Okay. I decided to just do a straight stitch since I had the polka dotted material. Usually this is where I would use one of my decorative stitches on the machine that never gets used. But I thought the polka dot was busy enough. Alright. So it's got a lot of padding in there. It's very thick, which is great when you're pulling out a hot pan. And like I said, this is so much better with the thumb having a smaller area than the other one. So I'm just going to turn those wrong side out and take a seam and take care of that. So anyway, I really like this pot holder. I like it better than the other one. I'm not going to remake those because I do like them. But if I did, I would also make some that were short. So this is great, being this length if you're pulling something out of the oven and you're protecting your arm from the upper rack, for example. But I do like this one, and it was very easy. Again, the pattern was free. I will go ahead and put that in the description box below. Meanwhile, you guys have a great week. Bye.